What if the secret to wealth and success wasn't locked in talent, luck, or education, but in the way you think? Napoleon Hill's classic Think and Grow Rich has sold millions of copies and influenced generations of entrepreneurs, leaders, and everyday people who wanted more out of life. This book isn't just about money. It's about unlocking the potential of your mind and creating a life of abundance, confidence, and purpose. Hill spent over 2 decades studying the most successful people of his time: Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and countless others. He wanted to know what separated them from those who struggled their entire lives. What was the hidden formula for building wealth and influence? His answer became one of the most influential personal development books ever written. Today, we're going to break down the timeless lessons of Think and Grow Rich and explore how these principles still apply to our lives. Stay with me until the end, because each principle builds on the next. And by the conclusion, you'll understand exactly why this book continues to change lives nearly a century after it was written. Hill begins with a simple but profound idea. Thoughts are things. Every achievement, invention, business, or fortune began with a single thought in someone's mind. That thought, when combined with desire, faith, and action, became reality. Hill argues that riches first appear in the imagination before they appear in the bank account. This is the foundation of the book, the belief that we shape our destiny through the way we think. The first principle is desire. Hill calls it the starting point of all achievement. Desire is not a casual wish, it is a burning obsession. He shares stories of people who turned setbacks into victories simply because they refused to let go of their goal. He stresses that you must define exactly what you want, write it down, and commit to it until it becomes unshakable. Vague wishes don't create results, but definite desires backed by specific plans create momentum. Hill encourages readers to create a statement of their goal, repeat it daily, and let it sink into the subconscious mind until it becomes a driving force. Closely tied to desire is faith. Hill explains that faith is not a religious concept here. It is the unwavering belief that you can achieve your goal. Faith is built through repetition, affirmation, and visualization. When you tell yourself over and over that you will succeed, your subconscious begins to believe it, and your actions align with that belief. Hill describes faith as the bridge between thought and action, the quality that transforms hope into certainty. Without faith, desire weakens. With faith, desire becomes unstoppable. Autosuggestion is the technique Hill outlines for feeding your mind with these beliefs. He emphasizes the importance of self-talk and constant reinforcement. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between positive and negative input. It accepts what you repeatedly give it. If you constantly dwell on fear, failure, and doubt, that becomes your reality. But if you consciously feed your mind with confidence, persistence, and belief, then success begins to unfold. Hill's method is simple. Repeat your goals, affirm them daily, and let your subconscious work on them even when you're not aware of it. Knowledge, Hill says, is another cornerstone, but he makes a crucial distinction. General knowledge is not enough. Specialized knowledge is the real power. Universities may provide vast amounts of general education, but true wealth is created when knowledge is applied in a specific, organized way. Hill points to inventors, business leaders, and experts who use their specialized knowledge to solve problems, innovate, and stand out. The lesson is clear. You don't have to know everything, but you must master something, and then leverage that knowledge with imagination. Imagination is described as the workshop of the mind. Every breakthrough comes from the ability to envision something new, to combine existing ideas into new forms, or to see possibilities others overlook. Hill distinguishes between synthetic imagination, which rearranges old ideas, and creative imagination, which taps into entirely new concepts. Both forms are essential for progress. The Wright brothers imagined flight, Henry Ford imagined affordable cars, and Steve Jobs, decades later, imagined technology that would transform how we live. Imagination, Hill insists, is not child's play. It is the seed of innovation and fortune. But desire, faith, knowledge, and imagination alone aren't enough. Hill insists on organized planning. A dream without a plan remains a dream. He urges readers to create clear, actionable steps, to adjust when plans fail, and to persist until success comes. He reminds us that no plan works perfectly on the first attempt. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is persistence. Failure is temporary if it fuels learning and adjustment. Persistence is one of the most powerful themes in Think and Grow Rich. Hill repeatedly emphasizes that most people give up just before success arrives. He calls persistence the quality that ensures desire, and faith don't fade when obstacles appear. He recounts stories of entrepreneurs and inventors who were ridiculed, rejected, or bankrupt, yet persisted until success was undeniable. Persistence is the backbone of every great achievement, because without it, desire and faith cannot survive long enough to bear fruit. Another key principle is the mastermind. Hill explains that no one succeeds alone. The greatest fortunes are built through alliances with others who bring knowledge, skills, and perspectives you don't have. A mastermind group is more than networking. It is the creation of collective intelligence. When multiple minds come together in harmony, a new level of power emerges. This principle has been validated countless times in modern business, where partnerships and collaboration lead to breakthroughs that no individual could achieve alone. Decision-making is another critical lesson. Hill observed that successful people make decisions quickly and change them slowly, while unsuccessful people hesitate, procrastinate, and change their minds often. Indecision breeds doubt, and doubt feeds fear. Strong decisions backed by action build momentum and confidence. Speaking of fear, Hill dedicates a major portion of his book to overcoming it. He identifies 6 basic fears: poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. These fears, he argues, silently control the lives of countless people, holding them back from pursuing their goals. He warns that fear paralyzes thought and action, and he insists that mastering fear is essential to success. Hill's advice is to recognize fear, confront it, and replace it with faith and courage. Toward the end of the book, Hill explores the role of the subconscious mind, the brain, in the concept of tapping into what he calls infinite intelligence. While some of his language reflects the era in which he wrote, the message remains timeless. Our minds are powerful, and when properly directed, they connect us with resources and insights far greater than we can imagine. Modern psychology and neuroscience echo these ideas, showing that visualization, belief, and focused attention reshape the brain and influence outcomes. Throughout all these principles, Hill emphasizes action. Thinking alone is not enough. Desire must lead to plans, faith must lead to persistence, and imagination must lead to execution. The act of doing, of taking consistent steps, is what transforms ideas into results. Hill's message is clear. Riches do not come to those who simply wish, but to those who act with clarity, persistence, and purpose. At its heart, Think and Grow Rich is not just a book about money. It is about the mindset required to achieve anything worthwhile. Napoleon Hill teaches that wealth begins in the mind, shaped by desire, strengthened by faith, fueled by persistence, and expanded through imagination and collaboration. He reminds us that fear is the enemy, that indecision is fatal, and that the power to shape our future lies within the thoughts we choose to cultivate. The reason this book remains relevant nearly a century later is simple. The principles are universal. Technology changes, industries evolve, but the psychology of success remains constant. People who define clear goals, believe in them with conviction, persist through challenges, and surround themselves with the right influences continue to rise above the crowd. As we reflect on Hill's teachings, the most powerful lesson may be this: success is not reserved for the few. It is available to anyone willing to harness the power of thought, turn it into focused action, and refuse to give up when challenges arise. Riches are not just measured in dollars. They are measured in achievement, fulfillment, and the ability to create a life aligned with your deepest desires. So if you take one idea away from Think and Grow Rich, let it be this: the thoughts you nurture today shape the reality you live tomorrow. Desire is the spark, faith is the fuel, persistence is the engine, and action is the road that takes you there. Wealth, success, and purpose all begin in the same place, inside your mind.